In my previous tutorial, I showed the difficulties of creating multi-stage transitional morphs. Because most software implements morphs by comparing the morph mesh to the original object, later stages need to subtract out the previous morphs in order to get the desired effect. Why is this only a problem with transitional morphs? And what do we mean by transitional morphs? Transitional morphs are morphs that are applied over time. They start at one state and smoothly transition to the other state over some time. Binary morphs, on the other hand, apply the morph instantaneously. With binary morphs, it is possible to easily remove the previous stage while applying the next stage, so there is no issue. However, with transitional morphs, it is much more difficult to remove the previous stage as you're adding the next stage, and therefore it becomes an issue. Let me start by demonstrating the problem one more time in a side-by-side manner, and then providing you with a solution. In our example, we will use a circular ring which we will morph halfway open. Obviously, if we made this a single-stage morph, we would get a closed ring and then a transition to a half-opened ring, which would obviously not produce a nice smooth circular effect like we are looking for. As such, we need to use a multi-stage morph to accomplish our animation. By applying each stage of the morph, we can slowly produce the circular effect that we are looking for. In this first case, I have taken an object and applied morphs to it, each morph representing a segment of the circle as it is being opened. Cycling through the morphs, we can see the different meshes. These are the types of meshes we would like to create because they each represent the next stage and are very intuitive. However, we will soon see that these meshes won't work. They will produce undesired effects. Instead, we need to create delta morphs such as these. Now, let's have a look at the two objects in iClone and see what kind of effects they produce. As we can see, the regular morphs produced undesired effects, while the delta morphs produced exactly what we were looking for. How do I create these delta morphs, you might be asking yourself? I mean, even for the simple ring, the delta morphs were not so intuitive. The good news is I've created a tool that will help you create these delta morphs from ordinary morph files. And best of all, it's available absolutely free. If you trust Lord Ash's warehouse, you can download the binaries for free. If you don't, no offense taken, you can download the source code and compile it yourself. Now you might be asking yourself, is this some kind of a complex command line program that's going to be really hard to use? Well, it is a command line program, but it can't get any easier. Simply execute the program with a list of your morphs in order, and in a matter of seconds, you'll have your delta files.